Hi everyone. In this episode, we leave our base camp in Palmer after an incredible week touring the Mat-Su Valley and Anchorage and travel past the Turnagain Arm, Girdwood, and finally drive through the unique Anton Anderson Tunnel to set up our new base camp in Whittier, Alaska. From Florida to Alaska, from the East Coast to the West Coast, join Jay and Steve celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary, traveling across North America in the cool Nana Coach, their 27-foot Freedom Elite Class C motorhome, as they visit the many beautiful points of interest in all 50 United States on their golden anniversary adventure. Well, good morning. It's day 45 on the road, and it's shortly after 9 a.m. It's a travel day, and we are leaving our Palmer base camp. The 5 nights in Palmer were excellent, to say the least. This was our first full week of beautiful, clear weather, and we took advantage of it every day, touring the nearby city of Anchorage and the Mat-Su Valley towns of Palmer, Wasilla, Houston, as well as the Hatchet Pass through the Talkeetna Mountains. We head south on the Glenn Highway towards Anchorage. Our destination today is the Port City of Whittier. It's only 60 miles away, 75 minutes on this excellent highway. However, the route is another gorgeous, beautiful Alaska drive that's bound to consume just about our entire day. We pass through the Palmer Business District, which has a Fred Meyer's store, as well as a Walmart supercenter, several gas stations, restaurants, fast food eateries, and various business services. It's a great area for travelers to stock up on supplies or to catch a quick meal. We continue on Alaska Route 1, the Glenn Highway, past the Alaska State Fairgrounds and the intersection of the Parks Highway, which is the road to Talkeetna, Cantrell, Denali, Nenana, and ultimately Fairbanks. We will be traveling on the Parks Highway in about 2 weeks when we head back north, but for now we continue on the Glenn Highway toward Anchorage. We pass by the turnoff for the old Glen Highway, Nick River, and Reflections Lake. We arrive in Anchorage some 40 minutes later. We opted to bypass the city and scoot south down the new Seward Highway. Just south of Anchorage, the new Seward Highway passes by Potter Marsh and begins hugging the dramatic shoreline of Turnagain Arm and is arguably one of the most beautiful stretches of highway in America. At milepost 117 of the Seward Highway, Potter Marsh is a fantastic hidden gem, part of the Anchorage Coastal Wildlife Refuge. Potter Marsh may be the most accessible wildlife viewing spot in the refuge. This 564-acre freshwater marsh stretches for nearly 2 miles between the new Seward Highway and the base of the Chugach Mountains, creating a wetland maze that concentrates at least 130 species of migratory and nesting birds, very close to highway pullouts, and 1,550 feet of handsome, family-friendly boardwalks. This rich habitat also attracts browsing moose, beavers, muskrat, bald eagles, and spawning salmon, we are told. The famed Alaska Railroad runs between the shoreline to our west and the highway, in full view of motorists, and provides a passenger rail route to Girdwood, Whittier, Seward, and Homer. With the incredibly scenic snow-capped Chugach Mountains as a backdrop, we spotted a swan swimming with its hatchling, feeding in the pools. It was a real treat to see. The adult's head feathers had a contrasting stained dark color from the iron-rich water as it dipped its beautiful white-feathered head beneath the surface in search of a meal. Its hatchling was doing the same. We later found out that in the fall, migrating birds stop for their last meals, and pairs of mated black-billed swans draw dozens of photographers as summer draws to a close. Chugach State Park's 3,000-foot-high mountains jut up on your left, and the mighty Kenai Mountains rise on the right. On the right, the sprawling, sometimes 4-mile-wide flats of Turnagain Arm seem to stretch like a plain to the opposite shores of Cook Inlet, where mammoth sloping mountains abruptly stop their flat expanse. The Arm draws its name for British explorer James Cook, who was forced to turn again when the waterway didn't hold the fabled Northwest Passage during his 1778 voyage. There is no path through the continent, but there are plenty of reasons to go down the Arm. The Seward Highway is its own destination, designated as a USDA Forest Service Scenic Byway, an Alaska Scenic Byway, and an All-American Road. Each turn reveals another scenic wonder. The road is well paved and is in great condition and easily navigated, although it is only one lane for most of the way in each direction, and as that, the only north-south route between Anchorage and the Kenai Peninsula destinations of Girdwood, Whittier, Seward, and Homer, it enjoys a very high volume of traffic. Today, the traffic is moderate and moving at 55 to 60 miles per hour. Our first planned stop-off is at Beluga Point. I thought it would be interesting to spot a beluga whale, which I had seen for the first time a half a world away while visiting the aquarium in Baltimore, Maryland many years ago. Spectacular 180-degree views of Turnagain Arm with spotting scopes and interpretive signs are at this turnout. But as it turns out, the whales are usually seen from July through August, following the salmon run. So, no beluga whales to be seen today, and the parking area is quite full, presenting a difficult challenge possibly for our Cool Nana coach hooked up to the Equinox. We'll attempt to stop off on our return trip north in 2 weeks. Let's pull off right here. Looks like a great spot to view and photograph these amazing views. Another sight to see is the Boar Tide that stretches the entire width of Turnagain Arm and can be up to 6 feet high. The tide was not scheduled today for another 6 hours, so we'll miss another interesting sight. But the views of the snow-capped mountains are reason enough to stop off. So far, this has been one incredible drive. Don't you agree? We would love to read your comments below. And if you like what you're seeing, please smash that thumbs up button for us. It really does help us with the algorithm. As we continue south, we stopped off at a few more of the turnoffs to catch a few photos and enjoy the incredible Kenai and Chugach Mountains. Interpretive signs here point out the endangered beluga whale population and efforts that are underway in Alaska to save these whales from extinction. "45 miles south of Anchorage, just as we passed the Girdwood train station, we stopped off at the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, a non-profit wildlife sanctuary dedicated to preserving Alaska's wildlife. We were informed that if you only had one day to see wildlife in Alaska, this would be the place to go. So we took the bait and paid the $17 admission fee, and we were not disappointed. We saw bears, wolves, coyotes, lynx, foxes, elk, moose, wood bison, reindeer, porcupine, and more. It's a spacious natural setting along with a spectacular southern view of Turnagain Arm. Set on the shores of Turnagain Arm, surrounded by mountains and hanging glaciers, the center is the perfect setting to learn about Alaskan wildlife. The animals are located in different areas, grouped around several road loops. We drove the entire area first to get our bearings, then returned to the parking lot where we had lunch before setting out on a 2-hour-long hike through the sprawling 200-acre conservation center. Besides the many animals, including muskox, the highlight was getting to see Hugo in her 20-acre enclosure. She was found as a young grizzly bear by hunters near Kosovo in the northwest corner of the state. Orphaned and starving, she had almost 150 porcupine quills stuck in her paws and was unable to find food. The cub got a ride to Kosovo on a snow machine with the hunters, then a trip to Anchorage on an airplane. Now Hugo has matured, and while she will never be released into the wild, she struts around her spacious 20-acre fenced-in habitat like the queen she is. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave some comments for us. And please tell your friends about our channel. We've left the Seward Highway and are now traveling on the Portage Glacier Rd. We travel on this most unusual route. We are actually going to drive onto the train tracks and drive through the Anton Anderson Tunnel to enter our next base camp, Whittier. Whittier is where we'll be boondocked for 3 days in a most beautiful setting and take a ride on the Alaska Railroad to a whistle stop in the center of the Chugach National Forest, where Jane and I will hike to see the Spencer Glacier on Jane and Steve's Golden Anniversary Adventure.
We hope you enjoyed traveling with us on our journey to Alaska, and hope you'll join us on our next episode of our Golden Anniversary Adventure, The Road to Alaska.